Let's go back to our phone lines and talk to Morietta, who's calling from Huntersville, North Carolina. Morietta, good morning.
Good morning. I just want to say I agree with the previous lady a couple of people back. I mean, what was this lady doing in the middle of a hallway, a public hallway, and all this is going on? Where were other people? Not only that, but what did she have under her dress? Most people usually have on layers of clothes beneath their dress, so I don't know how he could have done what he could have done in the middle of a hallway in a public building. Not only that, but if it is true, I don't care. If we have had to put up with that stinking thing in the White House all this time, all the things that he's done, then as far as I'm concerned, Joe Biden is just fine. He can shoot somebody in the middle of the street, and I will not care because this is our nominee, and we're going with him. Thank you.
Once again, we're talking to Democrats only about Biden's sexual assault allegations. Let's go to Debbie, who's calling from Flint, Michigan. Debbie, good morning.
Good morning, Jesse. I appreciate you letting me speak my mind a little bit. I don't believe anything these Republicans say. I'm sorry. It wasn't this our president that stood up this week and said that the palms of his hands were a hard surface? I mean, come on. Why would anyone vote for a moron like that? I personally don't care what any of these guys do sexually. I really don't. I care about the EPA. I care about this huge deficit. I care about, every time he says, or anyone in his administration says transparency, the hair on the back of my neck stands up because I think the last 8 presidents, they've kept a visitor log, and this president doesn't. He doesn't want people knowing who comes in that White House, and I have a big problem with that. It's not his White House. It's ours. Have a good day, Jess.
Let's go to Emily, who's calling from Worcester, Massachusetts. Emily, good morning.
Good morning. What I would like to say about the allegations is, what was she doing? If he threw her up against the wall, she's not trying to fight him off or anything. What, is she just standing there? Well, I don't get it. And I would be voting for Joe Biden. I believe him. I really don't believe her because her story changes. And I had heard that the lady had on a skirt and no underwear. Who does that? I'm sorry.
Let's go to Brandy, who's calling from Mansfield, Ohio. Brandy, good morning.
Good morning. I just want to say it blows my mind that the Trump campaign would have the nerve to even start a sexual assault allegation campaign against Biden, considering Trump is, he came into office as an obvious sexist, racist, etc., everything else he has ever stood for. And, he had numerous of allegations against him. The nerve, right? Whether Biden did this or not, everything that he has ever stood for is enough for me. The Trump campaign is reaching for anything they can. I feel like they know he is so close and that he could actually win this campaign. So, go Biden.
Let's talk to Jamie, who's calling from Brooklyn, New York. Jamie, good morning.
Good morning. It is frightening that Trump could win again, and he will destroy this country. My take on the whole thing is, I don't care. But the Democrats, because of this, of Trump getting reelected, what's going to happen in this country, I'm sorry, I don't care about that allegation in 1993. And Democrats will eat their own. If we keep going with this, let's have him investigated. Let's do going into the archives, doing this. The MSNBC will probably do a hit job on this man. Fox would never do it, and that's how they win. We are not the kind of party that would stop a nomination like they did when the Supreme Court, and they would not allow us to put in our nominee. And they win. And enough is enough with the Democrats. If we continue along this line, like I said, we'll eat our own and we will lose. And people will really lose in this country. He'll get rid of DACA kids if he can. He is going to destroy this country. I do not care about this. But we better stop as a party to do this to Joe Biden. And people better start reacting to the news who have to be so honest and liberal and go through this. No. They are going to get him reelected. It's going to turn into the Clinton emails.
Let's talk to Linda, who's calling from Charlotte, North Carolina. Linda, good morning.
Good morning. To be honest, I have to say I've never voted before, so I'm guilty of that because I never felt like we really had a problem with one president over another. But this man, I am forced to vote. With Donald Trump being in office, I have to vote to get him out. This man, honestly, I think he needs to be evaluated mentally. There's something wrong with him. He changes with the weather, and I do 100% believe that he would pay someone to complain about Joe Biden. He would put anything out there with his money. And I do believe Joe Biden is a good man. Every man in the world and every woman has things in their past. And I doubt that these are true, these allegations, but I do think they need to be investigated.